works. People have been asking me to give a quick tutorial in how to use KDenLive, which is not everything I use to make videos, but I use it for a fair amount of them, ones that are real basic. And so I'm just going to show you the basics on how to piece together something using this. What we're going to do is make a quick music video for a Kalishnikov song off of Motherland, Oubliette. So here is KDenLive. This is going to assume you already know how to add clips, but if you don't, the easiest way is to minimize it up here and then drag the clips over here where you would like them. Over in this area here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but up in the top left there. And you can see I already have a bunch of clips picked out for this one. And so let's go ahead and say that we want to start with my trademark title, which in this case is called Untitled AVI. So to add the clip to the timeline, you see you've got a bunch of different channels here. We're going to add it to video 3, which is where I just do most of my stuff here on the top one. So you see the clip ends right here. I can shorten it or lengthen it, whatever. You can see there in the top right, that's our preview. And I don't know if you guys are getting any sort of sound or not. I think I've got you pretty muted. So let's see if I can change that here real fast. I don't know. I guess because there's a... I think I have to go in here to my mixer on Twitch. So give me a second here. Let's bring that up a bit. If it gets too loud or someone's there. Okay, wow. Okay, that might be a little. Bring it down to about there. Okay, so now we're back here on the main screen. So the next thing I do, especially if I'm working with something that has its own audio, is I like to drag the audio so I can kind of see how long it is. And KDenLive will kind of snap you into place there. You see that snap? Snaps it right into place where the last clip is there. So now, if we play it, let's turn it up so I can hear it on my end. So you can hear, I had to turn you down here. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me over the music here. So this is the music video. This is the audio track that we want to have here. So how are we going to find footage for this? I don't need the entire clip. You can see the footage I'm going to, the video I'm going to be taking footage out of is huge. It's like 32 minutes long here. We don't need all this footage. So you can see here, along the bottom, you've got your scroll bar, and you can kind of click along to see. This is exactly the part I need. So I'm going to cut the clip. Now, cutting the clip splits it into 2. I don't need this first part at all. I can go ahead and highlight it here in pink, hit delete. I like to just copy this because we're 25 minutes back in the timeline. I copy it, I delete it, and it's going to take me back to where the audio ends. So now I can paste it right up here. To piece these together, I just drag them together, and we can do transitions and all sorts of stuff, but for the sake of this video, we're not going to really worry about that. The easiest way I like to do a transition on this, though, is simply to put a clip like this that has no sound already and kind of just splice it up like that. So now when these play, before we get to the music video, we get this little transition here. So I don't know if you can hear what's happening right now when this video plays, but I have audio in the video clip as well as audio playing for the music. And obviously for a music video, I don't really want that playing. So we're going to right click on this top clip. It's the easiest way to do this. If you go to add effect, you'll see there's a whole list of effects here. If you go to audio correction, you can just go to mute. So now when the video plays, I've only got the music track. So now what I'm going to do is kind of just scan along and see if the footage that I want, all the footage I want, is included in this part here. And it looks like there's just a bunch of extraneous footage I don't need. So I'm going to just comb for right where we need it to end, right there. Perfect. So now let's see what we have. Let's just start it there. And so I cut the clips, I delete the parts I don't need. I can drag that in. If you fuck it up, you can always come up here. You can just click this undo arrow and it'll undo your last step. So let's see what we have going on right now. So far you can see we've got some music and a clip playing. This probably isn't going to be the raw footage I'm going to use, but there's going to be a part here. This one here is probably what we're going to just kind of loop back and forth. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that. And we'll probably go ahead and cut that. So I don't need this clip. We're going to go ahead and use this. And if you cut the clips or copy them, whatever, they'll be muted or whatever effects you have on them already. So let's go ahead and just splice this a couple different times here. So what I'm probably going to do is cut this. We can just copy it, and I'm going to paste it down here, and I'm going to use it again, probably like right here, to create some variation in the clip for the video. We can do it like this and just like paste that one there again. And even if you cut the clip apart, you can always extend it back out. It'll just fill in the parts that were cut off. And that'll be perfect. So you can kind of see how this is all going to play out here in the right clip. But we're going to have to add some effects and stuff. Now, the big question I got asked about was audio correction. That was like the huge one. So you've seen kind of how to do a mute, okay? But let's go ahead and assume that all that's good with that. I got cats fighting. Go ahead and drag the end card out like that. And then that'll be the end of the video. So let's say that this audio needs to be adjusted. How can I see? Well, I can see if it's clipping over here once again underneath the video to the right. Now this isn't clipping at all, but let's say we needed to do some audio. So you're going to go ahead and right click, add effect, come over to audio correction again, and you'll see there is a gain. There's also a volume. What is the huge difference between a gain and a volume? Well, gain will just increase or decrease the volume of the clip that it is applied to, the entire clip. Volume, it says, is keyframeable, which means I can tell it to be a certain volume at one point in the frame and to go up to a certain volume or decrease in volume. So let's say, for instance, I want the song to fade in. So let's go ahead and right click there. We go to add effect. In this case, we would want to use a volume. And I can make it fade in right here, easy. Okay, that adjusts the whole thing. So what you want to do is you click kind of where you want it to end the fade, and you go, the plus up here adds a keyframe. So we're at the beginning keyframe. We want to set the gain. Come on, cooperate. Okay, at the beginning of the song, we want the gain to be like -57. But then by the time we get to the next keyframe, we want it to be full volume. So it should, at this case, ramp up in volume. I have to go break up a cat fight. Okay, now that I'm done breaking up like a horrendous cat fight here, let's try to figure out where I was at so I can get this finished up. Okay, Felix, why don't you come in here, buddy? Come here, baby. Yes, they bullying you. Okay. So you can hear how it ramped up in volume. In this case, we don't really want that. If you need to make adjustments to an effect, you can just click right there. That deletes the effect. So let's just say I needed to just adjust the entire clip's volume. I could do that with volume, or I could do it with gain. I could just add like a 200% gain to it. So now, the entire clip's going to be loud. You can hear that I can just adjust the audio on the whole clip. I think in this case, I mean, we're not super loud, so we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of a gain. Maybe 168 sounds good for now. So, now we would like to make these clips less bland, wouldn't we? So that's where the same thing comes in. You can click Add Effect. You know, this comes with all sorts of its own effects built in, and I like to play with some of them. Let me show you some of the ones that I use. Noise. So grain is one I like to use. And you can see I can increase the amount of static or the contrast of the clip. I really like that one. So let's go ahead and see how that one looks. So if I like that preset, I can go ahead and save it. And there is a way to do that here. It's there. Save effect. I'm just going to call this A for just this. So to make things easy, if I wanted to just apply that to multiple clips, at least in my experience, the easiest way to do it is just to go back here to Artistic, go ahead and find your grain, then you just go up here. Is it already set to the same? No, it's not. So, where's my presets at? Oh, I see. So that switches your... Oh, I see. I know where it's going to be. It actually saves it into a custom preset over here whenever you save something. So if we just drag that same custom preset, we can apply it to every single clip. And that just makes it a little bit easier. So now let's play all the clips, and you'll see as the video goes through, it has like this static grain to it now. And then for each individual clip, we can adjust the contrast or whatever up and down. Like, I really want this to be dark. So let's go ahead and see how it turns out. We can add a lot of noise, but really I like to do my noise on these a different way. This adds a good amount of static, but there's The way I like to do it's a bit different, and you'll see because we're going to do it on this video. And that'll lead us a bit into transitions. Now, for a lot of things, I will use Sony Vegas, but for this, video editing, stuff like this is an okay way to do it, you know. But let's go ahead and look into some more effects here. Old film is a good one to use. It adds a bunch of stuff. It kind of stutters the picture up and down. So let's see. This is the one we have that applied to. You know, you can add like scratch lines. Those don't really, you know, KDenLive's effects for doing some of this stuff isn't the best, but it is useful, certainly for, you know, a beginner to do a lot of stuff. Now, let's just say I wanted to put some noise over the entire video and, you know, I wanted to make it look like it was on a VHS tape. How do I do that? Because I have done that before. So the easiest way to do that is we go to video 2, we drag this here. We can just drag it a bunch of times because we're going to need this entire thing to be covered with this. Okay. Oh, that was almost perfect. Now, you'll see when I play that you can't see the second video unless I disable this up here. So we go to add transition, Cairo-Affine blend, and that gives us this little transition here. We can just extend it out. We want to drag it up there. We can extend it out the entire length that both the clips that we need here, both the video tracks that we need are playing. We can come up here and hit opacity. Okay. Oh, because our blend mode is probably... So let's just change it to Affine. Okay, so then we can adjust the opacity on this, and you'll see now when it plays, it has this VHS grain over the whole thing. So we're getting closer to having a quick little music video done here. So let's go ahead and see what we have here real fast. You can hear that it's having problems playing everything we have going, but that's okay. That's what'll be taken care of after the rendering process is done here. My PC is really having a hard time with some of this, but you can see when we get here, it's a little bit easier on the computer. So this is basically how the video is going to look when it's done. You can see it up here in the right hand corner. You could always double click it to get a better view on it. It would make a full screen. We're not going to do that in this case. Now, a couple more little quick things before I go. If we right click again over here, we go to add effect. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. You can crop and transform, which would allow me to make the track, this clip bigger. I can drag it, I can shrink it down, I can make it bigger. Whatever I wanted to do, I can move it around in the frame. That enables me to have multiple things in the same frame. I can rotate it. Say I have footage that is the wrong way around. I can always rotate it up the right way. You can, distort it, whatever you need to do there. There's all sorts of sharpening tools. like a denoiser. I don't really use that much. I like to have noise. You know, there's all sorts of miscellaneous effects that some of these I don't even know what they do. But this is just the real basics of this. You know, just how to put a couple clips in, how to kind of string some basic stuff together, and just how to, like, you have an audio track playing, how to do some quick audio correction, how to do a transitional overlay here. And then when you're all set to get this video to wherever you need it to go, you click render. And when you click render, and I want to make sure you guys can see this. Oh, I guess you can't see it in here. It's going to give you a bunch of options. You want to just click MP4. And then when you hit down in the left of this dialog is going to be a thing that says render to file. When you hit render to file, it'll allow you to select a folder where you want to save it and name the file whatever you want. You know, if any of y'all need help with that particular part, just hit me up, let me know. But I'm not going to render this video now because rendering will completely kill like all of your RAM, everything. Your computer's just going to crawl along. So we're not going to do that tonight. I mainly just wanted to get a very brief tutorial here, and I'm going to export this to YouTube. So if you didn't catch it here, and I'm surprised anyone bothered to watch this because it was so boring, I appreciate you, and I hope this helps you out a little bit, and thank you so much.